welcome back to Claud and Stuff and happy Claudaween Day 7. For Claudaween Day 7, today we're going to be reading A Halloween Scare in Massachusetts, which is one of my all-time favorite read-alouds for Halloween. I can't wait to do it with y'all today. So let's get right into it. Prepare if you dare, A Halloween Scare in Massachusetts. Prepare if you dare for a night full of thrills, the time Massachusetts gave everyone chills. A tale filled with sights that are best left unseen. You ready? You sure? This was my Halloween. The werewolves howled loudly, the moon shone so bright, I stayed in my bedroom, the curtains shut tight. My heart started pounding, my knees felt so weak, but being a brave kid, I just had to take a peek. Would you peek? I don't think I would. I pulled back the curtains, my mouth opened wide. An army of monsters had gathered outside. They staggered and stumbled and lurched down the streets with bags full of cookies and candy corn treats. Emerging from sewers and houses and stores came critters and critters with ravenous roars. Then more came along from all over the state. They filled up the streets at a dizzying rate. You see all those monsters coming from everywhere. Some are flying. From Boston to Springfield and Fall River too, a mountain of monsters, the multiest crew, all gathered together for one spooky night to seek out the living and give them a fright. The thunder clapped loudly with terrible booms. The witches dodged lightning and clung to their brooms. The two-headed doggies tried chasing their tails, and banshees let loose with their hideous wails. The vampires hung up on the streets with their gangs and grinned just to show off their pearly white fangs. The mummies moaned loudly and swayed side to side, while Frankenstein stomped about town with his bride. Just married in Massachusetts. Who can tell me where Frankenstein and his bride are? Okay, there they are. The witches came out as it neared witching hour. The pilgrims waved out from aboard the Mayflower. The students of MIT, Monsters in Training, were chasing the locals, and yes, they were gaining. The ogres from Salem would hide out of view, then scare little children by shouting out, "Boo!" These ogres were actually really nice guys, but needed the screams to make Boston scream pies. Look at that Boston scream pie. Is it worth the booze? I don't know. The creepies were crawling, the crazies were crazed. The Harryville zombies had eyes that were glazed. The ogres from Lowell were ugly as sin, with big bulging noses and warts on their chin. The ghouls danced around, but were lacking in soul. The gargoyles could rock, and the headless could roll. Although the whole spectacle seemed to spell doom, I foolishly thought I'd be safe in my room. Look at all those monsters. The creepies were crawling for sure. But then something happened that made my heart jump. From somewhere below me, I heard a big thump. I froze for a moment, as quiet as a mouse. Yes, I could hear noises from inside the house. Before we keep reading, what do you think is happening? Make a quick guess. I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What do you think is happening? Make your guess right now. Write it down on a piece of paper to say it out loud. Whatever. Let's keep reading. I put on my slippers and pulled on my rope. I shook like a leaf, but I didn't think it showed. And slowly but surely I crept down the stairs, preparing myself for the biggest of scares. My hands trembled wildly. I opened the door. I still shudder now as the horrors I saw. The stero splat out some hideous sounds as dozens of monsters jumped madly around. Is that what you guessed? Did you get it right? The sight was horrific. It made my skin crawl. These monsters were having their Halloween ball. And right in the middle, one monster loomed tall, the hairiest, scariest monster of them all. Who do we think it is? Little hint. I think it's this guy, right? Excuse me. He turned around and saw me. I fell to my knees. I'm not very tasty, so please don't eat me, please! He beamed ear to ear and broke free from the huddle, ran over and gave me a big monster cuddle. Is that what you expected to happen? Probably not. I don't think it's what he expected to happen either. At last we have found you, he said with a smile. From Pittsfield to Gloucester, we looked for a while. We came here to give you a wonderful prize. He held up a trophy in front of my eyes. A prize, and for me, I replied with a grin. But what did I enter, and how did I win? You've won the first prize for the costume you're wearing. It even scares me, and I'm tip-top at scaring. So, the monsters scare the humans, but the humans scare the monsters. This isn't a costume, I'm just dressed as me. Exactly, the scariest thing you can be. A small human child with a cute button nose. Your teeth are so shiny, you've only 10 toes. No hair on your face, no horns on your head. The whiteys of your eyes are not glowing or red. A bone-chilling costume, a horrible sight. A worthy assemble of Halloween night. We partied together until the moon set on Halloween night. That I'll never forget. And next year I won't want to hide in my bed. The monsters won't scare me. I'll scare them instead. Okay, what did you think of this book? It's one of my all-time favorites, and I hope you guys enjoyed A Halloween Scare in Massachusetts. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for tomorrow, day 8 of Claudaween. I can't wait to come back for day 8. Super excited. Love y'all. Mwah. Cloud out.